It is to build a lifestyle that gets you to the goals that you have set naturally by building a lifestyle that it is that you enjoy. So getting in great shape is the first step to building the life that you want, but it's not for the reason that you think. You think you're going to get there, be in this great shape, you're going to have all of this confidence, you're going to have all of this energy, and then once you get to that point, you're going to be this person that then starts building the other areas of your life, which I guess is true to an extent, but in reality, as soon as you start embarking on the journey, you start showing up as a different type of person from the person that you currently are. And it is this journey of constantly continuing to get into better and better and better shape over the course of months or years or whatever it is. And you continue to show up as a person who is closer and closer and closer to the best version of yourself. And the thing is that I know you, that you know that you want to live a good life. I know that for me, when I was younger, my college years, what I knew it as at the time was that I knew I wanted to wake up and work on something that I cared about, build something that I cared about. I didn't know any specifics. That's all I knew. I knew I wanted to go to bed exhausted in the pursuit of a life that I actually wanted to live. And if you are thinking this way or something similar to that, then you are a bit different, right? Because I remember not really being able to relate to anybody about that. And so you might be in a similar spot. And so I know for me what that started to look like as I started to embark on that journey was that if you haven't figured out to this point, the three things that you're going to want to master are going to be your physique, your relationship, your marriage, and your finances and what you do for your business. And so, of course, being in great shape is already one of those pillars as it is, but it is the first spot where you also build the other areas of your life because it is where you start becoming that best version of yourself. And it is a place to take all of the things that you are learning, all of the podcasts, all of the YouTube videos, all of the books, all of the good things that you are doing. It is a place to start to put that into action, but to do it the right way, get in shape the right way, knowing the process for what it is, and to learn the life lessons that you need to learn so that you can become that best version of yourself. And so the way that I talk about this and why it is so important for you, specifically young, ambitious, 20-something-year-old guy, the way that I talk about this is that there are two halves to it. And so the one side is the personal development side of it, where you learn to build discipline. You learn to build consistency. You learn to make a promise to yourself and keep that promise and say, I am going to get to this body fat percentage and to do it. Or you say, I'm going to hit this for my bench or my squat, and you go and do it. It is learning to problem solve. It is learning these character traits that help you become that best version of yourself. And through this process, learning these different character traits and actually putting those things into action, and then you can put them into action in other areas and you can improve on them in other areas. That's the personal development side. That is one side. But today I want to talk about the other side, the side that you might not be so in tune with and so aware of, which is you don't know what it is that you even want in life, in fitness, in anything. And there's a very good reason for that. And because you don't know what you want, you don't know how to set the goals for the things that you do want. You don't know how to build the process to actually get to what you want. And that is what I want to talk about in this one. And so the main problem here that impacts both halves of this, I say it in two different halves because it's much easier for us to think about it that way. In reality, they're both very connected, but the same problem affects both sides of these two halves that you need to build up through fitness, the personal development side and the learning what you want side. We'll call it that for now, but I'm going to go deeper on that. And so we are brought up and told exactly what it is that we want. We are told what success looks like. We are told, go to school, get the job, go through this checklist, do these things, get this grade, get this degree. You get the job. Okay, do these things to stay in good standing at the job and get your decent raise at the end of the year. And it teaches you not only to just float through and not change who you are as a person, which is that personal development side of it. If you've ever talked to somebody about like a sport or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just not good at that," and you're like, like you have to fucking practice. Like nobody's good at anything at the beginning. Like you're somebody who understands and is a little bit aware, because that's how most people are. They don't understand. They don't know that they can change who they are and improve themselves, and they can set goals that they actually want and care about. And so that is one side of it. People don't understand that they can change who they are and get good at things and learn skills and make changes, right? They just think that things are set in stone and they just continue floating. They are not aware of that fact at all. And you are. The other thing, though, is that you don't even think for a second what it is that you actually want, because you are told nonstop over and over, because it becomes this subconscious thing of like, this is what success looks like. If you land a good job and work your way up and you are able to retire and build a family and all this stuff, then you have gotten success. And while that might be success for you, it might not look exactly like that, but you don't know how to build that because you've been told the same thing over and over. For me, that little inkling of knowing that I wanted to build my life myself has turned into a more specific look. And so I mentioned how it was like, get the job, build the family, and absolutely sounds absolutely freaking great. I would love to have my house, have some land, have my dogs, raise my kids, but have, a couple, every guy wants a nice car, have a nice truck, but do it running my business to where the wife doesn't have to work, but have it be a very simple business to where it's very lean and it's something very simple and straightforward. And so we don't tend to set out the goals for ourselves in terms of how we do things and what it is we actually want. And so that is where one of these halves, that's one of those things you have to learn through fitness. First off, what being in good freaking shape looks like for you, because we even see this problem in fitness. Bodybuilding is the whole culture, weight training, all of that. You scroll through Instagram, it's the whole fucking thing. It's like chicken, rice, and broccoli, bulking and cutting and doing your fasted cardio on the incline, on the treadmill and on the Stairmaster, and doing your 5-day-a-week bro split. Like, you would think it's the only way to train. And even somebody like myself who has a dad who's been a personal trainer my entire life, grew up on a farm, was an athlete in high school and in college, was a women's soccer coach in college, and had done all of these things. Even I have fell into this after college, to where it was like, oh, this seems like it's the only way to train. It's to just go through your bro split, do your push-pull legs a couple times a week, and that's how you train. And so bodybuilding's great if that's what you want to do, because bodybuilding is designed for the goals that bodybuilding hits, which is building as much muscle as you possibly can. I know for me, this was my big problem. I'm an athlete. I'm a hard gainer. I've put on freaking probably 30-something pounds of muscle in my lifetime, and I'm still not the freaking biggest guy in the freaking world. Like, I've put in so much effort to put on this muscle, and I'm just not that guy, right? Not the bodybuilder. So why am I continuing to train like that? So after my knee surgeries, I realized this. I was like, wow, I really don't like training this way, and I'm struggling to stay consistent. And on the hard days, I have no reason to actually continue to get into the gym and all that good stuff. And so number one, you have to figure out what it is being in good shape looks like. And I think for what I landed on is what most people would actually think, and that is the lean, athletic physique, but being in all around great freaking shape. I think that's what most people would want. Some people want to be bodybuilders, sure. Some people want to be powerlifters. Some people want to be full-on cross-country athletes who are just skinny, right? But I think most people want to be in all-around great freaking shape. That is the lean, athletic physique. To actually be lean, to actually be athletic, to be healthy, to be mobile, to be flexible, to have a decent amount of muscle, to look good, to feel good, but to still be very strong at the same time, and have some skills in some sports, for me, in boxing, and in the sports that you play. I think that's how most people would actually end up looking at it if they were real with themselves. And for you, you need to get real with what that looks like. And so from there, So that kind of puts together your general goals, right? The goals that I just listed out are my general goals. I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to be healthy, flexible, mobile. I want to be strong. I want to have good cardio. I want to be able to box. I want to have skills in the sports that I actually play, which soccer, basketball, now basketball, new thing, and boxing. And that's what I want to do. So you have your general goals, right? And then from there, you have to learn to, let's back up. From there, you have to set a goal that will hit those general goals. And so for me, coming back from the knee surgeries and having dealt with knee issues for so long, this goal needs to be something that you actually care about, something that means something to you. So for me, coming back from those knee surgeries, dealing with those knee injuries for so long, my first big goal was to actually fix my knees and actually feel good. And so I did that. And then from there, it was time to hit the next level with my physique. And so the next goal was to increase my vertical jump to dunk a basketball. Getting very close. I'm almost there. But to me, it'd be freaking awesome to bring that full circle to dunk a basketball after having these horrible knee issues that plagued my life to where I didn't even hit legs for like years at a time. And so that's something that means something to me. But the main thing is that dunking a basketball and training that way hits all of those general goals that I mentioned. You have to be athletic. You have to be lean. It does not help to have any extra fat tissue on you if you are trying to jump higher. Getting good cardio by doing more cardio to burn fat. Still being strong, I can still train upper body and do it the right way with my diet and everything like that to maintain the muscle and continue to increase my strength. I can still do that. Absolutely. And so you have to have this main goal that hits all of those general goals that you have. And the thing to keep in mind throughout this whole process is you're going to then apply this to the other areas of life. It's so easy to put this shit into practice with fitness because you can just go out and freaking do it, right? And so that's that. And the real thing that you are trying to get to from this is the next step, and this is the real main thing that you are trying to get to. It is to build a lifestyle that gets you to the goals that you have set naturally by building a lifestyle that it is that you enjoy. So I realized when I was being the chubby bodybuilder, I was living the chubby bodybuilder lifestyle because I didn't want to be a bodybuilder. And so my life wasn't just not hitting my goals in terms of my physique and in the gym and all of that good stuff. My life was also just floating in general. And so this is where it also just kind of starts to naturally come into play, where the rest of your life starts to improve on top of you getting into shape. And this is where this starts to happen. It kind of starts to all blend together, right? And so I wasn't training the way that I wanted to, and my life was looking like, all right, get up, drag myself to work, drag myself home, scroll for a little bit, drag myself to the gym, put in like half effort because I don't care about what I'm training for, drag myself back home, order some food, don't care about my diet, and then go to bed and then do it on repeat. And I was like, this isn't freaking working, nor is this a lifestyle to freaking live. And so after I sat down and realized that I needed to set the goals that I actually cared about, I set these goals and what I wanted my physique to look like and what I wanted my actual health and fitness to look like, including the diet aspects on top of everything that I've already talked about. There's that. And then I realized I had to build the lifestyle that would actually get me there. And there's like the one component of like being disciplined and building it from there, but also just building it in alignment with who you are and what it is that you want to do. And so I stopped doing my bro split. I switched to the upper lower split, rotating that 2 days a week upper, 2 days a week lower, hitting the exercises freaking hard, the exercises that I wanted to do, the main ones that everybody should do, just hitting the basics, hitting those hard, saving time for 2 mobility exercises at the end of every workout, doing some stretching and mobility work throughout the week. And then from there, just living an active freaking lifestyle. The main thing at this point was to start by losing the weight. And so I started just living an active lifestyle, and it wasn't do fasted cardio on the treadmill and on the incline on the Stairmaster. It was no, go back to playing soccer. I started picking up basketball. I like to say do side questing for this. So go and find sports that you like and stick with those. I've tried a bunch of things. So getting back into boxing. I went and tried basketball. So going to shoot the basketball around for an hour and a half in the morning, getting a bunch of freaking steps in, it's like good. That's my new version of fasted cardio, but it's something that I actually want to do. So I'll actually go and freaking do it. And I look forward to doing it. So it's playing soccer. It's playing pickleball with the family. And I get it with the whole pickleball thing, but it's not there as like cardio. It's there as time to hang out. Like my fiance loves it. My family loves it. Like it's time to hang out with the family and enjoy that time while also living an active lifestyle. And so you can start to see how this turns into like, okay, you've actually connected with yourself with what you want your health and fitness to look like how you want to look and how you want to feel and what everything actually looks like by setting those goals. But then from there, like I just started living the lifestyle that I actually wanted to live anyway. And it was the lifestyle that was getting me to these goals naturally. And so I'm in the gym and I'm training hard because I hadn't been able to use my knees for so many years. And so I'm training hard to strengthen my legs and increase my vertical jump. I'm having these jump days, something that I care about, something that I want to do. My upper body days, I'm loving losing the weight and looking better, but still getting stronger at the same time. So I'm improving there. This is just stuff that I want to do, and I'm continuing to be more active. And so that, to be honest, I use my example. I try not to make this like about myself, but I use it as an example. Like I hate watching videos that are just like surface level. Here's the information. Like I like to know that you've actually like lived it and done it and give me an example so I know what it looks like. But what I want you to take from that, even though I do believe like my goals for my physique is what a lot of people will want, and for you as a person, because I'm pretty sure I know you pretty well, you want to have that lean all around good physique that is very healthy and very capable. And so that's why I say that. And so think about what your goals actually are with your physique, with your health, with your fitness, and how you want to live it, diet included. I didn't mention a lot with diet. I know for me, I want to eat the natural whole foods 80% of the time, but also enjoy myself the other 20% of the time, to where I can go out and have dinner with my fiance. We can smash some all-you-can-eat sushi, have dinner with my family, whatever, and like make the good choice while I'm there, not be egregious all the time. But that fits into the whole lifestyle of like, okay, I'm also like being disciplined and making the sacrifice. If I'm going to go and smash some all-you-can-eat sushi with my fiance, I'm going to, not eat throughout the day so that I can go and do that and not worry about it. But I'm also being super active at the same time and burning a lot of calories. So then that allows that to go in there. But then I'm also learning at the same time that there are periods of maintenance and there are periods of just hitting it hard and being very strict. And so the reason that I say that because that is how the diet part goes into it. But also the reason that I say that is that there are so many things to learn through this fitness journey. And so that is going to be the other half of it that I'm going to talk about a little bit deeper in the next video, which is the self-improvement side of it. But I did mention in the beginning how like it kind of helps to look at these things separately, but really they're totally connected. And so I want you to take what I said in this video and get real with what it is that you want out of fitness. You don't know what it is you want. You've been told what you want your entire freaking life. And so you got to figure out what it is you want, but you're doing that so that you can then build the lifestyle, build the life, do the things, build the habits that you enjoy doing 99% of the freaking time, that are going to get you, build that lifestyle that is going to get you to the goals that you want to have by just living that lifestyle out day in and day out. Because I know for you, that is the goal in the end. Yes, it's these pillars of being in great freaking shape and looking good and all of that, and having the great marriage and being the great leader in that marriage and building that family into the great family that it needs to be, and building the business into the great business that you want it to be, that sustains this lifestyle. And what all of that is about building the lifestyle that does all of it, because you can't force that. There's no way you can continue to force that your entire life. And so that's what it's about. It's about getting that alignment piece in there. And you have to figure that out first through fitness. It is the number one thing. It's the first step that you take in terms of developing yourself, but also figuring out the alignment with yourself and what it is that you want, not just freaking hard-nosed forcing everything. And so use fitness to get in alignment with yourself and get in alignment with the lifestyle that you want to live that is going to get you to the fitness goals that you have. And then take what you have learned there and apply it to the other areas of life, and then just blend it all freaking together. That's what I'm doing. I'm blending it together. I'm building this fitness coaching business, sort of taking over for the family business, kind of, not really. But blend it all freaking together into one thing eventually. It helps to separate it in your mind. But this is what fitness is all about. So hopefully this was helpful. Go get aligned with what it is you want and how you're going to build the lifestyle that is going to get you to what it is that you want, and then apply that to the other areas of life, and then blend it all together and just live a good freaking life, man, because you can do it. Good luck.